Hi, hello, Earth Starlings. How are you? Children of Earth. Welcome back. This is Joanna's Early Morning Ascension Show. We have so much light and so much sharing to do. We're so excited. We're getting so close to the end of the year, and aren't we all glad to see it over? So glad. Oh my gosh. I'd like to throw the last 2 years out the window and just take on everything that I've learned and all the lessons and watch it walk away. I'm ready to go. And this is what we're going to talk about. How are we going to start planning? How are we going to start? We say planning in the most creative and divine spirited way. The divine year of 2022. 2022 is the number 6, which means harmony and peace and recalibration into all that is the harmonious value system of who you have been becoming, who you are now becoming, into the grandness of your soul. As you're creating that beautiful ascension cycle and becoming intimate with it, you understand what that means for you and how to create within those ascension cycles and the change of evolution that is ascension. We are evolving beings. Now we're awake to it. That's what awakening is all about, is self-actualizing our own path. We are actualizing ourselves as spirit. We are actualizing ourselves as the ones that walk with the heavens, that walk with spirit, God, source, creator, for all is spirit, all is source. And so in that, the movement of our own unique ascension cycle, we all have different pacings, all different speeds, all different temperaments on how we take in light, how we're processing and releasing densities so that the capacity of who we are now carrying as light is growing and ever evolving and changing, which means that we're now going to have to start allowing ourselves to become and behave in different ways so that we can create in this bigger body of aura light, if you will. And many of you that have been my clients and been on the ascension path for a while have been noticing that you're using that greater light capacity and feeling agitated and like you want to jump out of your skin sometimes because your fields are carrying such great light, and if you're not using it and directing it and managing it in benevolent, loving, and peaceful ways, that you find yourself acting out of character and you find yourself being scattered, if you will, because the energy needs your direction. The energy that you're now creating with is now shifting and changing and becoming bigger. And why Gaia will be a grand part of your healing, continued healing, and continue maintaining and sustaining that greater aura body of light, that greater magnetic field of light. And this is why you'll find many more people attracting to you. As you're clearing out your chakra system sends out those rainbow light, that glowing, that, and what's been called in our awakening collective as the glow up. That glow up is just you allowing your light to be free and fully operative. You're glowing as this rainbow aspect of light. And why we've always said to you, we rainbow you. We rainbow you from all that we are as light to you as light, because you are. Sending those rainbow love rays from one heart to another adds the capacity of rainbow light on our planet, adds to the auric and the value system of who we used to think we are, that now we are light. We're rainbow beings, starlings, here on earth to create as 5D experiences. By releasing the dense and limiting stories that are self-sabotaging, that are devaluing and keeping us in small patterns of sabotage, that we never ever go outside to call in that light because of the fear and the limitations and the oppression that has been suppressing who we are and what we thought we were able to co-create and create as. But we now know we can release those stories. So anything that comes up in your day, you now understand how to create those daily journals to set forward your intentions and affirmations and go through the various inner reflection and the questions of allowing yourself to be of that greater light of speech, of word, of behavior, of activity, of practicing as the highest capacity of your representation of the heavens, which each and every one of us are. We are all micro, macro. We all come from the same seed of spirit, all of us, regardless of what creed, color, religion, nationality, whatever side of the fence anyone may sit on. We all come from source creator, all of us. We all have infinite aspects within our DNA. And as each and every one of us move about our unique path, we're going to be calling forward those experiences, the memories, the ideas, the inspirations, the dreams, the experiences in all moments, so that we can clear what was limiting and take on a higher vibrational experience of allness. We are the all of spirit, becoming all-er, because we're calling in the all-er of who we are. The bodies, the forms, the experiences, the wisdoms, the intelligences, as we release what no longer serves us in that limiting, dense package, whether it sits in the mental, the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual body, wherever those densities fit, doesn't matter where they fit. You'll feel the lightness and you'll feel the effect when you're clearing out what is limiting or keeping you suppressed or depressed, and you're allowing yourself to live in this vibrancy of the color of you, the rainbow of you. And we do rainbow you. And allow your cells in your body to know that you are of spirit. And that's what our topic today is. As we're moving into 2022, how can you envision, how can you see, how can you project into, feel into the version of you on the planet, and how working with the planet and working with your ancestors and working with your teams and your guides in the heavens, all of the teams that you come with, to become this higher vibrating version of you and see into and come up with inspirator ideas to how you can move differently and act and behave differently and use the highest quantum energies of who you are in the movement of who you are, always alchemizing. Alchemizing you, new fragments, new soul aspects, alchemizing you. New inner child wounds being healed by you. New inner child wounds being called in and accepted by you, accepting all parts of you, accepting those shadow moments and then releasing it, saying, no, I can do this, I got this. The shadows are just those experiences of fears and wounds that want to keep you in that same experience, and it can't. We can no longer stay the same. We must change. Change is the evolution of all the light that we're calling in now. We get to know ourselves as light. When you're calling in the understanding that your body is light, your body is spirit. The body in and of itself cannot move forward in any other way than knowing itself as of spirit and acting and behaving as spirit. Can't go any further without that understanding and working with that. We simply can't. The body cannot be left out of the experience. And we have, just due to our belief systems, our inabilities to see ourselves as completely valued beings of creation, of the divine plan of spirit creator, spirit having this beautiful story for each of us to walk within and to live within. We've allowed ourselves to feel so small based within the stories and the lineage and the dogma and the belief systems or the perspectives that those that we've come in, the families that we've come in and dropped within these experiences, say, these are going to be your soul blueprint stories and ideas about who you are. And now it's up to you, for the evolution of all humankind and all creation, to now start releasing those stories so you can see yourself as the rainbow of light that you are and always have been. You've been here so many times, all spiraling now. And as you move through a different, unique experience within your human selective social experience, you're calling in that packet of energy that's in your field or in your body or in your psyche, the subconscious, if you will, being called up, because all is being bathed by light, and anything that was held undercover, if you will, the subconscious, now coming up to be faced, and now coming up to be accepted, now coming up to be valued. Your story is valuable. Your story assists others in creation when you accept it, when you own it. Anything that is being suppressed cannot be honored by the rest of the collective. It cannot be healed and let go and released and transmuted into brand new energy. When you call forward and release what was, and you're accepting it and honoring it and owning it as a part of your whole story, you're calling in all that you are as whole. Therefore, you're allowing that greater light to come in and bathe you. So it only makes sense, and it only makes appropriateness for your evolution, for your growth, for your health, and for your wellness, to maintain the balanced aspects of who you are as divine male and female, all shadow aspect stories held within those bodies of male and female, and owning and honoring it whole. That is when you become the inner child. And then you start living as the inner child. You start creating as this vibrant little boy or girl that wants to just create. That is how you pass through the gates of the heaven, is by becoming that sacred, energetic, discovery, divine, excited being that just wants to create on planet Earth with all that is love and light, as you are, as you always have been. And you've been veiled within and behind these stories of roles and definitions and limitations and less than and lack, and how dare you be so bright, and how dare you be so creative, and la, 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 all these stories from those that are held within those stories of, well, we're meant to be living in this normal experience where you're conformed into a certain experience of vibration. You're conformed within fear and limitation. You're meant to take on all these fear stories and they're crammed down your throat. No. That's not your reality if you so choose. You can choose to stay sovereignly in who you are, balancing everything that comes up as it comes up, because you know you're being bathed with light. Everything is being bathed in light. Nothing can stay the same. We are not 3D going into 5D. We are becoming 5D, and we're becoming light. And thank goodness. Spent long enough in the darkness. And they were really great and powerful stories, but now it's time to let it go. And now it's time to be free, because we're all meant to create and live in joy, all of us. We're not meant to wake up feeling lack or limiting. We're not meant to feel worried all the time and anxiety ridden all the time. We are meant to be free of all anxiety and pain and suffering. It's okay, we have moments of like that, but we're not meant to live every day in suffrage. We're not meant to. We're not meant to live in limitation of our bodies. We're not meant to live in limitation of any aspect of who we are. physically, mentally, emotionally, or etherically. We are divine beings of light, and we shall create and joy. If you so choose, it's always free will. And God will always see all as equal. All is equal. All are equal. There is no condemnation. There's no purgatory. It's only purgatory is self-choosing. Purgatory is self-defining. And so choose the stories you choose to perceive yourself as. Today, we want to talk about the 2022 factor. The 2022 factor is complete harmony, the divine six within you, allowing all that you are as divine male and female come forward in divine harmony and balance every moment, every moment, every moment, knowing how powerful you are to transmute, powerful how you are to transmute and step into the highest perspective of who you are as the micro macro spirit, all timelines, all realms, all planets, all bodies. There you are. Boom. And you have beings, and you have teams of beings that are with you. As you start connecting with yourself as spirit, the body of all that you are is spirit. The spiritual body is spiritual. We've been brought up in various social programs. I mean, how many of us can go through each day as we're doing our ascension experience and we're moving through our ascension reflection? How many of us have absolute honored, self-confident, self-loving belief systems and perspectives about our bodies? And that's part of the ascension evolution, is to grow into our spirit bodies. That's why it takes a long time. Ascension is a long process. It's not overnight. Because you're here with eons of roles and definitions and vibrational stories that are sitting in the field, that are sitting in your family lineage, that are sitting in the collective. And you've come with those handful of really core value systems that you're meant to transform by your own unique light and by your own unique perspective. And now you're awakening with spirit and God and spirit source creator. Who are you as the mother and the father, so that you can start changing these stories that you were brought up in the various stages of your youth and your childhood and your own development. And you can go back in this now moment and heal that time when you were 5 or when you were 6 or when you were 20. The now changes all, but you must acknowledge and accept and be aware of those stories that you held yourself so limited in. And how can you see it from different perspectives on how it did serve you? How did that role serve you? How did that vibrational story serve you? How did you see yourself in a different way now? If you go back and take a reflection, how can all of your life from beginning to now, how has it served you, and how so profound are you on, strong that you are in the body that you are to have now come forward in this now moment and still be here? It's profound. This lifetime is so profound. So never lose a minute or a moment without feeling great gratitude for your spiritual body. Your spiritual body will carry you into the 5th dimension. Start living and expressing and behaving and practicing yourself as a spiritual body. Your body is spirit. Your body could not be here without spirit running in and around and through it all. Every molecule, the center, carries the entire universe. And you have absolute capability and access to use those energies and wisdoms within that center of every molecule to access and start communing and talking with every other part of your aspects of your physical spiritual body. And this is why many have taken that great journey to self-love and to be absolutely in tune with every cell of their body and their mechanisms of this beautiful sacred sanctuary of systems of life and within life and light within light, to start manifesting themselves into a point where they no longer need any other nourishment besides the breath. Because that nourishment is within. You've called all of your energies and all of your stories and all of your value and self-worth to say, no, spirit and I are okay within. Spirit and I are absolutely like this. I don't need anything outside of me to show me the value of who I am or to nourish the value of who I am mentally, physically, emotionally, and cell by cell. Cell by cell, I'm taking myself to another place. Cell by cell, moment for moment, I'm going to pray and I'm going to be in absolute gratitude of what my body carries, how my body carries light. And I want to see myself in 2022, walk it in the most elegant and beautiful way so that I'm taking honor in all that is spirit and all things and all around. And I want to start owning who I am within this body. And it's so beautiful and light filled. And the more that you do this love and self-nourishment and self-honoring and accentuating of your spiritual body, you become more and accepting, acknowledging, yes, my body is a spiritual body. How can we not be? We are vessels of the divine. Our physical body is like a masterful system of light. Communications back and forth within. Before you even know it, the simultaneous now communication, simultaneous now. You have operative capacity and access to manage that, to be the manager of that. How could we not be the masters of our body? We're divine beings of light. How could we not be? And why have we stayed stuck within those vibrational stories of lineage and dogma that say, no, this is what we've come within. We're going to take on our father's genetic disease and our ancestors' genetic manipulations and, their controlled systems, and we're just going to take all that on. You don't have to. You can choose to have absolute control and management and systematic love so that who you are in this body, in this lifetime, and you start manifesting a whole new aspect of whatever is written within that DNA with your teams and with your pure, holy intent from the center of who you are within, the divine balance of the mother and the father. I am going to be sacred, and I can make myself brand new. I can rewrite my program. I'm the body of it. I'm the master of it. I'm the spirit of it. My body is spiritual. Start claiming and acknowledging your body as a spiritual body. My body is spiritual. And why the masters that did ascend, they ascended in their bodies. They showed us your vessel is of spirit. Your vessel is the Merkaba. Your vessel is all that is sacred. Your vessel holds all informations of all wisdoms. Why would you want to ever give your power away to anything or anyone outside of you to say, or even if for a moment you wish you were somebody else? Your body is so divine and holds such great capacity and access to your spiritual stories. You wouldn't want to be anybody else. You wouldn't want to be of anybody else. Your story is unique and divine, so call on it. Start living within it. Start going within and say, Spirit, what is my unique story? Where have I been spiraling in this now moment? And I'm just going to start calling in all that I am as a soul. Anything that comes forward, I'm going to accept it. I'm going to honor it as a part of my story. I won't resist any part of me. I'm going to accept it as a part of my whole. And then I'm going to realign to the center of who I am and choose my new vibration. That's what life is all about. It's not a complex process to ascend. It's challenging, yes, because the wounds are deep and the wounds are painful. But you don't have to stay in that suffering energy. And anybody that wants you to believe that, anybody that wants you to be fed with fear-mongering energy, discern and choose to move away. Because your environment creates those energies, and if you're continually in an energy of fear and depression and dysfunction, then that will affect the cells, because the cells listen, the cells hear. You affect the environment, but if you're the only one affecting the environment, you're still going to have that compromise of light, because you're the only one giving light to that environment, and everybody else around you is absolutely sucking it dry of all that light because of all the negativity and the dysfunction in it. One person cannot make a whole environment functional. Every person has to have their part. And that is what unity and oneness is all about. The awakening process is all about, and why many have to move forward and find other environments that they can be nourished in, because you can only give so much before your teams will say, that's it, we're shutting it down. Because you cannot be compromised all the time by the light and the energy and the efforts that you're giving when there is no equal exchange, there is no fair exchange. And that's for each person to discern for themselves, to learn to work within their light, to learn to know that their DNA is infinite, and when to say enough is enough and to draw the line and to create those safe boundaries and borders so that you're not having your light accessed or manipulated or changed or altered because of the agendas and the energies of others that are not wanting to move forward and not wanting that evolutionary change. That's okay. Their path and their pacing might be different than yours, but you have absolute right to say, no, I have the right of my body. I have the right and the will as my human experience to be in fulfillment of the highest potentiation of me. My highest potentiation affects the highest potentiation of all generations after me. Therefore, I speak for my body. I speak for the spirit within my body and without my body. And therefore, my body is a spiritual body, and I deserve to be treated with kindness, respect, and love and care on equal measure. And then you put it on the table and suss it out. All that is uncomfortable, all that is hidden under the carpet, all that has been in dysfunction, call it, so that you're not enabling the dysfunction to continue. Call it. Stand within the light that you have to change it. I'm taking this opportunity to change what's been going on in the dysfunction. I'm calling it. No more darkness, no more dysfunction. Bring it to light. And stand strong in that. Say, yeah, it matters to me. It all matters to me. I'm not going to ignore it anymore, turn a blind eye. It matters because it is matter. It is matter. Your DNA is matter. It is multidimensional, carbon, and crystalline. What you manifest through the crystalline aspect of the Christ consciousness is your most expansive multidimensional part of you. You, that multidimensional part, accesses that carbon part. Does that make sense? You are the spiritual body. Therefore, your spirit part can manifest a new matter part. Body part. Your body is a spiritual experience. Your body knows and remembers and has cellular memory, which has been proven and tested. But now we want to add the spiritual part of it, because that's how you manifest health. That's how you manifest change. That's how you manifest light within your body where there was dark, whether it's a chakra, whether it's an illness or an organ. whether it's you wanting your cells to create greater capacity to hold greater light. You are the spirit of the matter that is a spiritual body. We've never been taught or told that we are spiritual bodies. So now I'm saying it, you're a spiritual body. So what are you going to do about it? How do you want to act and behave in it? How do you want to walk with great capacity to love and honor and hold yourself high? Hold yourself in the most high, and you are worthy of wearing the best raiments, as Jesus said. Why would you hold yourself small to say, oh, I'm not worthy of that raiment, it's too expensive? How many of us have done that, divine women? You know, worried about that one blouse that you wanted to wear because it was such a pretty color, had a pretty design on it. But before the sentence came out of your mouth and before it was completed, oh, that's so pretty, you shut yourself down because it was too expensive and you had other things to pay for and other commitments and other obligations and placed others before you, when you know that you haven't bought yourself anything nice for as long as you could remember. And so let's change the perspective. Your body is a spiritual body. How can you wrap and wear your body as such? How can you know that your body, through every breath, open up your pillar of light. 3 deep full body breaths. All the way up to the heavens. Call the heavens down. Up to the heavens. Call the heavens down. Open up for codes. Receive and open. Anchor and ground. Feel the full body breath up to the heavens, down to center of earth. And know that your spiritual body is also connecting with the spiritual body of Gaia, and why you have access to commune with her and to integrate with her, constantly creating new infinities of love and light, love and light, love and light, constantly harmonizing, constantly evolving, constantly changing. There's nothing you cannot transmute. Anything that comes before you was a fragment of something you created earlier, or a fragment that you created on another timeline, or somebody in your family created it and you want to transmute it. Anything that comes up, know that you can transmute it. You are a spiritual body. Hold nothing in fear. Hold nothing in fear. They're energies. Just like going into a grocery store, energies of intention, and you can choose to navigate in and around them. By holding your intention of who you are, the sacred body of light that you are, the sacred matter of light that you are, you also hold intention. My intention is a loving, beautiful rainbow being of light. My body is spiritual. My field is spiritual. And I love who I am as spiritual, and my words and my actions and all that I carry myself as are affecting all that is. And I want to change, and I want to ripple out to creation. For this is the timeline where I said I would. This is the timeline where I said, I can transmute anything, Spirit. What do you got for me? Bring it. And I'm standing finally in the fullness of my beliefs of who I am. That's all that matters. Spirit knows how valuable I am. Spirit knows how worthy I am. Spirit knows how special I am. That's all that's needed. Everything else, cords are cut, stories are done. Now you stand in this highest truth. And then you start attracting those vibrations that are also at that vibrational level. Yes, I'm a spiritual body too. Let's create. That's a manifestational process because you're operating in that experience of vibrational sacredness. I'm owning myself as a spiritual body. I love who I am as a spiritual body. Everything within my body matter is spirit. No mistake about it. There is not one part of you as a physical energy that is not spirit. And discern on anything and anyone outside of you that ever claims anything less of you. That part that we've been calling for years as junk DNA. How could we even call it that? We are so divine. We are so activating 12th and 13th and 14th and 15th dimensions of intelligence every time we release everything that is limited. Make no mistake about that. Why hold yourself in pain and illness? Choose in any moment to be that shiny, most incredible, benevolent experience of who you are as the Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is taking you beyond ever what was. Whatever story is small and bothering and pesky, bring it forward and call it in. Say, I'm so glad that you showed me to who I am right now, and I want to accept you in all that I am, because I am the inner child, I am the love, and I am the mother and the father. Only I know how to nourish and feed my body, that is spirit. And why we have such times throughout our evolutionary journey, remember, we're on a journey of discovery. We're on a journey of exploring vibration. We're on a journey of knowing ourselves as masters. There is no right or wrong. It's all just the exploration of energy, the exploration of choice and mastery of your vibration. What do you want to hold your vibration as in the spirit body that you are? We only nourish ourselves as spirit. Why we found the troubles that we have on every single aspect and paradigm of our social experience, make no mistake about this, and we say with great pause. because we have given the energy and the value and the love of who we are as spirit, the golden, pristine experience as spirit. We've given our value outside of us. Everything about our worthiness, our belonging, the love of who we are, all commonalities that every single human person on this planet holds, every aspect of life, every life within life, every system within every system. We have given our value, our importance, our belonging, our sacredness outside of us. And we've waited with bated breath. Oh boy, who are we? Are we valued today? How many likes do I have? How many shows and views do I have? That doesn't accomplish who you are as a being of light. It doesn't say who you are as the sacred genetics of who you are from Cassiopeia or Sirius or Pleiades or the many timelines that you've been here on earth as a shaman. So carry all that you are and hold yourself in the Most High, because you're so far profound and it goes far beyond any exterior experience that we have thought or been told or have been represented is important, because it isn't. It isn't. And this is where we get to say, we've been through COVID, done it. Check it off. It's done. Check it. What perspective do you hold on COVID? Are you going to believe the stories and the strains, or are you going to check it off and say, done? I'm done with the story. I've experienced it now. Now I want to have absolute control of my health and my wellness. And I'm going to start creating an earth on the platform of every chakra being in alignment, the male and the female energies, the male and the female stories, all of my Akash and all my lineage. I know how to navigate energy. Bring it. I'm on to something new, and it's going to be creative. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be colorful. I'm done with that story. Be done with it. Every human on our planet says that they're done with COVID. It will be gone. We at a collective chose to create that as a collective experience, to know that we are in charge of our bodies. We are in charge of our DNA. We are in charge of it every step of the way, because we are spiritual beings. Make no mistake about that. And there's nothing that we can't create, make change, bring health to, bring awareness to, of the spirit that we hold within every cell. And every cell is listening to every other cell. And every system within your life system is talking to the Merkaba. Your Merkaba is talking to the higher self. Your higher self is talking and communing with your soul. What is it that you need? What is it that you need? Do you know that you have infinite beings with you right now as your soul? Do you know that? When you call up and live as your soul, you're calling in the bodies and the intelligences and the forms and the beings that you've created with as co-creation. You are your soul. You are your guides. Make no mistake about that. As God said, I am. When I was having that divine, beautiful communication with God, and I was just in awe. Wow, you created that galaxy. Just there. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. As I'm watching the telescope from, the Hubble, and God's just like, and I'm saying, well, God, but you're having this conversation with me, and God's like, yeah, daughter, and I'm like, well, you're like, there's a galaxy. You're talking to me like I'm just like this little, and God's like, and you're beautiful and sacred and beautiful, and I am that I am. So are you. What do you want to create together? God's just waiting for us. God's like, okay. We have the potential to create. We have the potential to take ourselves out of suffering. We have the potential to heal ourselves and forgive everything. It's not complex. It's about full acceptance about who you are, radical acceptance about who you've been, radical acceptance about your errors and your choices and your mistakes. They're just choices and variations of vibration. You can choose to perceive it as the blessing that it is and you are, and take it to a new level and say, I've forgiven myself. I want to help others forgive themselves. How can you help humanity with what you've learned? How can you help your brother and sister with what you've learned? How can you be a shining star in who you are, knowing that your story is unlike any others? Why would you ever want to be anyone else? You have gifts. You are sacred. Why be anyone else? Why would you want to? You're sacred. Get your fingerprint, get your imprint out and start being you, loving you. You are the sacred spiritual body of you. Always have been, always will be. What stories do each of us hold between now and the time that this year ends? Because it's going to be important, this 2022, as you live as the spiritual body, so that you can honor and call in and harmonize that light of that spiritual body that's constantly being offered. Constantly, packets of light. And it's up to us to maintain that highest potentiation of light, continue to oscillate as light, continue to be in joy of light, so that we're constantly being offered higher and higher packets and potentiations of light, and interpret it. How do we interpret that light? How do we unpack it? How can I unpack it, spirit? How can I be more of me? How can I just get in there and just get busy because I'm such a sacred child? I just want to play. I just want to play. I just want to play. We should be waking up like that every day. How can I play today? How can I play? And if you're not, begin. How can you just be silly and dance? Be like the child. Be the expressive exploration of the child. Be the exploration of you as the spiritual body. Your spiritual body wants to play. You infuse more play into your day, and you're just naturally going to start alchemizing any densities within your body or within your mental body or your mental field. You just will. Joy manifests light. Joy transmutes density. Joy is joy. Why do you think the world changes when every child laughs? Our intention and our beautiful prayers and wishes should be for every child on this planet to laugh. All densities about any illness or disease would be wiped out. But how are we choosing to perceive ourselves in the body of who we are as spirit? We are spirit. We can't not be. We all come from source. How could we not be? How can we not understand that everything in physicality is a manifestation of us as spirit? We understand that. When we manifest darkness, we live as darkness. The body becomes dark and heavy and ill, and it's just a continual cycle of darkness. Anybody can choose to get off that cycle. Self-aware. Self-actualization. Actualize yourself as light. It's a choice. It's a challenging journey, trust me. I've been on the floor infinite number of times. I wouldn't be here without my teams and my guides, holding me in the highest light, holding me in the importance that I forgot. Because I took on the beliefs of the others outside of me that wanted me to be small, that wanted me not to speak, that wanted me to be unimportant. That the uniqueness and the gravity that I had in joy of spirit in all things was just too weird for them to accept. And that's when conformity kicks in. And most children are conformed by the time they're 5 or 6 years old. They lose that joy of their uniqueness. And we're here to shake it upside down and shake it out. We're here to be joyful. We're here to be sacred. We're here to be beautiful in the skin and the body and the bones that we are, for we are sacred, beautiful beings. So own it and claim it. My body is a spiritual body. I would not be here if my spirit was not inside and outside and all around my body. Therefore, thus then, how can I start infusing the love of who I am, the joy of who I am, the happiness of who I am, start healing myself? Because I can and I will. Choose. Now. Done. Nothing outside of you can thwart you. Nothing outside of you can take you off your path. You are one with spirit. And spirit says, let's get busy. Galaxies to create here, people. Or worlds. Or new flora and fauna. That's why we're here. We are here with the most magnificent intelligence that we've ever had on any other planet. Here we are. And we're in human form. The most exciting experience in the galaxy. We are humans awakening to who we are as universal omnipresent beings. And if we return all of that power and all of that love and all of that consciousness within ourselves, and we turn that consciousness on to say, I'm not small, I'm profound. And I'm meant to shine, and I will. I have a sacred journey, and I will, and I am. If we only did that, right from as the smallest of ages, and return all of that spiritual love and all that spiritual journey within ourselves, never look to anything outside of you for your belonging, your value, or your worth. That's where all the addictions come from. That's where all the lack of self and the self-harm comes from, because we haven't been taught to go within and live fully from who you are and nourish yourself as spirit. Nourishing yourself as spirit so that your body doesn't need anything outside of you to sustain itself as light. That's why the body looks outside of itself for nourishment. We don't necessarily have to be nourished. Beings of higher vibrational experience nourish themselves fully as spirit through light and through breath, through intention, through the loving of themselves as the spirit, the physical energy of spirit. They don't need food. They taste food, very small portions of food, liquids and juices and berries. That's all their body needs, because they're fully nourishing themselves as spirit. They're talking and living and breathing every cell going within the cell and breathing as light, breathing as light, breathing as light. Who are you? What do you exist within, and what exists within you? You can play small and unintelligent if you so choose, and that's a part of the journey, but it's not all of your journey. Remember? You can activate that DNA that says, I've done with that density now. I'm ready to open up and bathe it with light spirit, because I want to know myself as more. I want to feel good. I want to feel the joy of who I am. I don't want to feel down about my body. I don't want to feel in pain about my body anymore. I don't want to feel in pain about my future. I want to know that I can transcend anything, and I'm going to be here a long time, and I want to offer as many people as possible the importance and the value and the divinehood of who they are as spirit. And every cell, every aspect of their DNA, regardless of what any doctor has told them about a disease or a genetic imprint. You can take hold of that. You can paint it. For 2022, create your clear canvas. What do you want to say for yourself? What's your story? Start your story right from the beginning. What stories do you remember as your youth? We want to open and activate for you the authentic, genuine frequency of who you are. The authentic, genuine frequency of who you are as a child. That sacred child that just runs out of your bedroom room and your bedroom every morning to say, no, I'm ready for a great day, Spirit. How can I create with you? Guide me, Spirit. Show me, Spirit. Show me in every way so that I feel and I know and I sense and I hear all things are Spirit guiding me in the most benevolent, directive ways that is just for me. I'm not meant to follow any other's path. I'm not meant to be like any other, and I'm not. And I will never conform to any other thing outside of me, for I know who I am. How may I choose to activate my most authentic experience for who I am, my authentic, genuine vibrational frequency? Who am I as the genuineness of me? Who am I as authenticity as me? Who am I as the sacred child as me? And I want to start rewriting all stories that put me in any other role besides being sacred and joyful and beautiful in who I am. The skin of who I am, the bones of who I am, the body of who I am. I choose to rewrite it. No more illness for 2022. No more illness. And if it is, it's just working itself out through the densities, and I can work with it and I can move through it and I can say, it's time for you to go now when it's time to go. And I've learned all my lessons. Why I chose to manifest what I did, I can choose to accept it and honor it and bless it and know that there's lessons within it, and I can serve it forward and I can pay it forward for others to move through their actualization of themselves in their own unique way. For each person is meant to actualize themselves through their own unique story with Spirit. No other person can tell anyone how to actualize themselves. No one. Masters and spiritual leaders and spiritual visionaries come forward to offer vibrations. It's up to each person within themselves to choose, who do I want to be with Spirit? Nobody can tell you how. Nobody can tell you what you're meant to be. They can offer vibrations of what's in the field, but it's up to each person to say, no, I'm going to transmute this. I'm not going to be given a code of depression or succession to hereditary disease. No, I don't choose that story. I don't take it. Don't even put it in my hands. Not mine. Not my story. You can choose to entangle and exchange energy with that story. Then you know you're a part of it. Or choose, no, that story doesn't even exist. I can't even see it. The door's not even there. You're going into the mall and all those stores that you walk around, you can choose not even to know that store it's not even there. When you want to cut out vibrations that you don't want to dance with anymore because they're harmful or they're damaging or they're dramatic or there's constant frantic and conflict and chaos, just close the door. It's not there. Choose to see that frequency as in a far, far off distant land. You know it's there, but you don't have to engage with it. You don't have to pretend you're one part of that story. You're seeing it as your allness, but you're not going to exchange energy with it. You can choose to reclaim all of your consciousness and all of your power and choose to create a new story that works for you. Call in and write new characters. Call in and write new energies. Call in and write new experiences. Call in and write new healthiness for your body and how that healthiness feels. Really feel yourself in that experience. That's how you manifest. That's the divine feminine. That's why we were such great pretenders with our children. Feel yourself there. Pretend you're in this magical place. What does it feel like? What does it look like? We've all had those conversations with our children. Pretend to be in that most magical space that you want to be in. And allow whoever shows up to show up. You're not the master and director of who shows up. You're not the master and director of who comes with you and who doesn't come with you. You're just meant to put the vibration there, and Spirit will always do the rest. You'll always have that vibrational match. You're here to work on you, your story, you. And your body is going to follow suit to however you speak with it, know it, perceive of it. Perceive of your body as a vessel of light. You are a spiritual vessel of light. There is nothing that is not in you that is not godly. Wow. If I saw myself as godly when I was little, wow, I could levitate right now. I could see myself levitating. Now pretend I'm levitating. What does levitating feel like? I know I have great gifts, Spirit. Show me the way. I want to be a sacred child. I want to be a sacred child. And allow the outside world to change and transverse around you and converge around you because you absolutely know you're a sacred child of light. And you're going to sing it, and you're going to dance it, and you're going to speak it. Because that's what children do. We are meant to be in joy. So take a few full body breaths. We're going to do some light language and some sound to activate the authentic vibration of joy and sacredness as the child that you are, in the spiritual body that you are. Call in all guides and ancestors. Call in all spiritual teams of healing and activation. Call in the sacred grids of the fifth dimensional earth you choose to be a part of. Open up your heart, open up your vessel, open up your multidimensional bodies, and breathe. Connect yourself with your higher self. Call up your soul, call up your soul, call up your soul, up from the center of the earth, up from the center of creation, up from the toroidal spin and the toroidal vortex that you are. Call all of your energies up, 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 up. Harmonize, harmonize, harmonize. Male, female. I am one, I am one, I am one. I am the mother, I am the father, I am the sacred child. I am the most authentic vibrational experience of who I am now. Now creates, now heals, now is the expression of who I am across all creation. And I choose to send that ripple of authenticity. For I am that I am. I am that I am. All things are in alignment. I am that I am. And breathe. And down. Reclaim all your consciousness. Reclaim all your light, all of your choice, all of your energy, all of your thought forms, all things. Calling into the center of your beingness. You're calling it to your divine sacred heart and ground. See the root cord going down, down, and Gaia calling up all energies that are elementals, that are moving through your body that need to be recalibrated from the Gaia energy, Gaia light, the infinity breath, and go up. Calling in the most magnificent experience of who you are, darlings. Call it in, call it in. I am magnificent, and choose to activate your authentic vibration of who you are. As spirit, as source, you are entering the portals of 5D. You are allowing yourselves to release all vibrational stories of who you thought yourself to be, for now you are expansive. Through breath you are expansive. Through breath you are new. Through breath you are expansive. And see all your cells coming to life with new light, crystalline light being activated by who you are as spirit harmonizes the soul and the spirit of who you are from all dimensions and all realms. Activate through your intention, through your breath. I am the highest version of me, through breath and affirmation, and breathe. Through breath and affirmation, I am my highest version of me, and breathe. Thank you, Spirit, for the alignment. And you say this with great fervor and great excitement, for are you not excited to be who you are as spirit? Of course you are, for now you understand it can be easy to be of joy. It can be easy to recalibrate your bodies and your cells and the vibration of joy within your world, and breathe. Up to the heavens and ground, 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 ground. Gift that to Gaia. She's gifting new higher vibrational energies, a vortex of light, Create visualizations of your perfect body, of health and light, Your beautiful earth, everyone's healthy, kind and happy. Ai shishaya na nakara de ke si ya ai te ki shishaya na nakata te I see te ke she ana nakata te ke na se si ai na nakata ai si hi ana na So now they're saying that this is from the heavens of light. And so they're showing me the 11th and 12th dimension is beaming down crystalline light that is moving through the soul star chakra at the very top of your beautiful, beautiful love and light. Thank you, Holy Creators. And there's a whole section of beings that are bathing crystalline white light down into the Ascension soul star chakra. So just have the open intention to receive any of these crystalline energies to bathe away any falsities, any lower vibrational beliefs that you have about who you are, what ascension means, and how to align with the highest vibration of just being authentic in your vibration as a sacred child, just to be joyful It's really simple. Joy, joy and happiness, to be the vibration of all vibrations, to be the vibration of all oneness, to be the vibration of all sacred play. And just feel the heavens bathing you with this beautiful crystalline light of sound and light and love. And just feel yourself being of joy. I'm just getting so joyful just feeling it. Thank you, Spirit, for the beautiful, wonderful crystalline rainbow light. Crystalline rainbow light as we enter into the rainbow tribe of the holy heavens. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And we're entering into the playfulness of who we are as sacred children, releasing all limitations and all lack of self for us to not feel a joy of who we are as spiritual bodies upon earth, in the spiritual earth, in the spiritual experience. Thank you that we are all of spirit. We are all of spirit. All of us are of spirit, and some are just at different points of remembrance. Some are at different points of their own unique journey. So it's all accepting and all one. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And you will have the appropriate beings with you as the Arcturians coming through. You'll have the appropriate beings that are with you in these activations from here forthcoming, so that you always know that you will always have these activations. When you come to these videos, you will have the beings that are with you to help smooth and honor those fluid energies and those codes through you. So just come with that intention. Your beings of light and your beings of healing will always be with you, for you're working as the soul now. So call yourself a soul. Call yourself the embodiment of light that you so choose, the spiritual body of who you are, and you always come with who you need to come with. For that is the perfection of God. That is the perfection of spirit in all moments. And just know that as benevolence of who you are, the benevolence of light. Light is benevolent. Light will always allow you to be in the front beginning experience of what benevolence is for you and how to move and honor through it. Benevolence is benevolence. Light is benevolence. It will move and it will shift and it will be of its highest benevolence. You'll always receive what you're meant to when you're meant to receive it. That is light. It's benevolent. That is spirit. You don't have to figure things out. We're asking you just to play and receive. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I am okay. And I am Makai, and Naka, Shishiana, Etika, Emma, the gate, Shishiana, Naka, the K at the case, and Naka, the gate, my, there's the fairies just preparing the ground. Thank you, fairies. And 12 dimensional creators of the crystalline light from the heavens. I am in a cut of the key, she, I am in a cut of the cow. I, she, I, am a, I, she, I am a, hi, she, I, Kia, hi, am I, in the sacred ceremony, hold yourselves as the children of the Christ consciousness. You are vast starlings from many planets and many realms. Hold yourself vast. Hold yourself pure and sacred. Hold yourself in the Most High. Anything you choose to explore, anything you choose to create in the desire of who you are as a sacred child, be of sacred joy and play, dear lighted ones. Discover, reinvent yourselves, rewrite yourselves in your all moments. You are a sacred vessel of holy light. You are a sacred vessel of rainbow light. And we send rainbows of light codes to you and through you and all over That is which your planet that you exist with on is also a sacred vessel of light. Honor her and give grace to her and the sacred elements and the sacred beings that look after her. For you and through you, you are creating your new earth. And so be it of dear children of sacred earth to take care of her as she takes care of you, and live in your sacred grace and the holiness of who you are, a sacred one, sacred bodies of love and light. And we say to this amen, through which you have been gifted in the Holy Creator. We say amen. Hey, bye. Naina ayitiki my etiki I see I nasik and I gay ama I see I na ama I see I ama the sacred reverence and prayer of who we are as authentic beings of light, as we manifest and honor our bodies as light, and we manifest the blessing and the love that Spirit lives through us and in us, and through our speech and our words and our actions, and every day that we become a family of one. We become a family of light and help and reach out, knowing that all experiences are true and valid, all lives are true and valid, all beings are the worthiness of the Holy Creator. None are less than, all are equal. We are one. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We are one. In the sacred deliverance of who we each are, as our authentic version of who we are, in the sacredness of the land and the heavens, we are one. Thank you, Spirit. I'm so grateful. Your encasing is sacred, dear ones. How may you treat your encasing as sacred, for it holds your beautiful, and I love you. Thank you, Spirit. I love you. The beautiful sacred heart. How may you live in the sacredness and honor of all that. I love you. I'm so grateful. So grateful. I'm so honored. I love you. Well, I can't tell you how much I honor and I love my ancestors and all the teams and the beings that are with me, that never let me forget in every moment how beautifully treasured and loved I am. For me, it's been such a challenging journey on this planet, to never feel as if I fit in my story, and never feel as if I'm able to fully express myself, for all of the stories and the timelines that have come of vibrational and spiritual and universal persecution that so many of us have lived through. We're now able to do that. We're all going through these gates of 5D, and they're allowing us to fully express and live and be the vibration of our beautiful stories without fear, without worry, and really heal ourselves from within. Anytime we feel as if we're holding back, anytime as if we feel as if we're going to be harmed by others, anytime as if we feel as if our stories won't matter and our bodies are ill and our bodies are deformed, however we feel of ourselves, there are moments of programming that require your change. And you can choose to learn of yourself as a spiritual experience, and let go of all of those feelings of guilt and shame and blame and lack, and fully live in the spiritual oneness of who you are as the highest version of light and sacredness and honor, and bring back humility and reverence and sacredness to your experience, for it truly, truly is magical. Truly is magical. And the energies that they were showing through was, we're going to do one of my 5D cards, my oracle cards, and we're going to do, we're going to do one of our mandalas. I see those cards sitting there. The energies that they were showing through, thank you, the councils of light, the beautiful, I'm so grateful, and the beautiful crystalline energies, I'm so grateful. Thank you, Spirit. And such great reverence, as often as you can, thank your spiritual teams and your spiritual guides for all that you've been moving through. Thank them for their healing. Thank them for helping you with recalibrating your story. Thank you for them always realigning you to your highest and best path. You have no idea the amount of work that goes into bringing things to you, the amount of synchronicities and the amount of players that are involved in your sacred journey. So really, truly give reverence and gratitude to all of your ancestors and all of your guides that always help realign you to a higher version of you, that are always loving you unconditionally, that are always with you in every moment from the moment there is a beautiful love. Thank you, Spirit. Yes. They're showing this beautiful experience of when you're not knowing, and when you're a baby, and when you're unaware, you're asleep, that you have beings around you all the time just giving you love. Oh, of course. Thank you, Spirit. And this is the sacred womb. And this is all about understanding your new cycle, intending your new cycle with vibrations of intention through your intuitions. How do you want to feel in this new cycle? How does your body want to feel? How do you want to bring spiritualness to your body, the light of your body? Know that you walk within a light body. How can you bring reverence and gratitude to your body every day and start working with your body as a spirit? That your spiritual body is a vessel and an encasing of spirit. It cannot not be. Your body would not and could not survive without your spirit. So how do you nourish yourself as spirit? Through love, through joy, through acceptance, through compassion. That's how the spirit is nourished, always. Never anything outside of you cannot nourish your spirit. The Divine Mother is the nourishment, so call upon the Mother to nourish you with the sacred milk of the heavens. The gestation period and your cycles and how you're changing and transforming, and love every phase of it. Love every phase when you're in the release. Love every phase, the dark night of the soul. Love that phase and allow the energy to move through you. Love that you're being birthed anytime you so choose to intend. I intend to wake up as a new person. My body is new. My body is in alignment with my highest path. My body is in alignment with the highest new version of earth. My body is in alignment with the earth that doesn't have disease or illness. And I wish that to all others. I wish abundance and goodwill and good wishes of wellness to all. And that's what I wish for all. I wish for each and every one of you to know how much power you hold within as the consciousness of spirit. You are spirit. Sing as spirit. Walk as spirit. Dance as spirit. Give yourself permission to fully express yourself as spirit. And so too you will. To know that you are on your own self-directed path of spirit. Whether it's your body transforming and changing as spirit, you're being self-actualized as spirit. The more that you so choose to choose it and call it and acknowledge it as. You are the sisters and the sacredness of the mothers. You always have that divine feminine energy to assist you in helping heal any of those aspects that are in imbalance of receiving, imbalance of using your intuitive body, imbalance of understanding and acknowledging your emotional body. And remember that you can and always allow yourself these new experiences in all moments on how you nourish your reality. Is your environment nourishing you at the multidimensional level, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? And if not, how can you choose to change that? Remember, as we said earlier, choose to call dysfunction. Call on it. Call on anything that is occurring that is not in absolute nourishment and honor and respect of who you are as spirit. Because that's the only way it changes. And someone has to speak up and call what is going on underneath the veil of things that don't want to be talked about and don't want to be continually be repressed and oppressed and depressed. For when you call it forward, you're giving yourself the courage to say, I'm ready, spirit, to deal with this. I'm ready, spirit, because I know that I need to acknowledge this. I'm ready, spirit, because I know this needs to be transformed. I'm ready, spirit, because there's others in the group that also want to hold their unique part within it. Everyone has a part to play. Everyone, equally in all measures. So call it and allow everybody their unique path. Others are on different pacing, others are on different explorational journeys, and each have all within the group have their unique expression for creativity, for fullness, and for absolute freedom and liberation to use and be within their own unique pacing. You cannot hold anyone to any path. Nobody can. Because their pacing is unto themselves. Their story is unto themselves. Their unique exploration and experience is unto themselves. They might come into a discovery tomorrow and go in a whole other different direction. And that freedom and liberation must be met for all. For we are not in the design, and we do not hold the hand of God to say who and what and how and any way for anyone can be driven and directed. We wouldn't never ever want to put any of our own individual selfish controls on anyone, not even ourselves. Because then you're not allowing the fullness of the spiritual body of who you are as spirit to come in its own self-actualization. Your spirit and your soul have a plan. Just surrender to it. So when the ego mind gets into control and say, well, I want this to happen, I want that to happen, you start over micromanaging the universe. You start micromanaging your path. Then spirit says, you got to give us more room to work with. I mean, come on, we've got so many great things happening here, but you're just so clamped down on what you think your reality should be like, and that's just not it at all. What we hold as the intention of who we are is only a portion of what spirit, creator, has. Spirit is spirit. We live within fields of magnetics. And if we're not allowing that awakening just to be received, we're not living in that divine feminine energy of just receiving and being in the intuitiveness of what feels right, of our discernment of what feels light and loving and caring and honoring of our spiritual body. And we're not allowing all the blessings that spirit has for us in all ways, coming to us in an infinite number of ways. We're multidimensional. How can we not? So it's allowing ourselves to express and experience and explore ourselves as spiritual bodies. How can we activate every day the unique, authentic vibration of who we are and release every story that we've ever been taught or told about who we thought we were? Release it. Because right now you're stepping up into these new territories. You're stepping up into these new quasi-physical experiences. And those quasi-physical experiences want you to encapsulate more light and be more light and live more light and honor it and be sacred within it. And so we'll do one of our mantra cards. And we're so happy that you joined us today. Thank you for those that have emailed us about our 444 package. That is 4 cards for $40 US for 40 minutes, okay? Because we were finding that in all of our appointments that we offered our special week. I'm only doing this the week before Christmas, and then I'll probably offer it sometime in the spring again. So I'm not going to offer these all the time because I do need fair exchange for my energy and my offering. Those of you that know and come to me regularly, you know how much energy and how much love and channeling I put into all of my sessions, into everything that I do is very authentic and genuine. Thank you, Spirit, for clearing my sacred throat. Thank you. And I speak in love and light to all of you. Thank you. And so that is, I think, December 19th to the 26th, the 444. And so thank you for those of you that emailed. And we'll get you set up with an appointment. Oh, wow. This is 777. 7 blessings of the 7th dimension to the healing of thy soul. There's peace, potential, creativity, freedom, divine presence, healing, and truth. And so those are the vibrations that nourish the soul. So we'll read that again. This is the 777 healing card. What a beautiful color. It's the color of the soul, the lapis. The soul chakra is the soul throat chakra, because your throat chakra speaks for the soul. So just remember, that's why we go through so much clearing, because we've had timelines where we have been persecuted for our unique voice. And now we're here to claim that and say, no, I can speak my truth. And so can you, right? It's not about any one person being right or wrong or above any other. Each person on this planet has the right to speak in their unique truth. Every person. And nobody is meant to be squashed or hindered or pulled or thwarted or compressed or repressed in any way, vibrationally, physically, mentally, or etherically, in any way. We are meant to live freely, authentically, as each our own selves and souls. And so our voices are the speech of thy soul. Healing of thine soul, of thine voice, is the spirited voice. 7 blessings of the 7th dimension is the healing of the soul for peace, potential, creativity, freedom, divine presence, healing, and truth. And so take that with you. It's a beautiful color, isn't it? That's the throat chakra, the throat soul chakra. Remember, as you can do your morning work, all of your chakras now are your soul chakras. Okay, your third eye chakra is your soul third eye chakra. Your throat chakra is your soul throat chakra. Your heart chakra and your high heart chakra and your Christic heart chakra is your soul heart chakra. Your solar plexus is your soul solar plexus. Your sacral is your soul sacral plexus and your sacral. And then your root chakra is your soul root chakra. And then your earth chakra is your earth soul root chakra. And so get used to knowing yourself as a spiritual being and all of your spiritual qualities of who you are as spirit, nourishing every soul and every chakra that you have that go beyond what we know and what we've ever been written about. You have chakras everywhere. And each of them have a divine soul purpose to help you communicate and integrate, as well as communicate with all that is spirit. And so your chakras know what to do, but we have never activated ourselves in our genuine, authentic vibration of our soul. We have never allowed ourselves to love ourselves as a spiritual body, to come forward as a spiritual body. Thank you. I feel them working on me right now. And we're going to do this last one. Thank you, Spirit, for working on me. They're working on my back to clear some energies. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. So you just see, just in that one video that we've had, there's so much energy that's moving through me right now. It says, through the sacred circles of healing, I serenely integrate spiritual talents and soul wisdom into my heart. I am ready to be empowered and loving, and I am the expression of my soul. I added that part. I am the expression of my soul. It's beautiful mandala. And we love you, dear lighted ones. For those of you that would like the 444, I'm only going to offer it until Friday, I think. And then we'll start the sessions 19th to the 26th, because they're all in limited spots. So as long as those spots get filled up, once they get filled up, I'm taking the advertisement off, and I probably won't do it again until springtime. This one wanted to come out. We'll do this last one. I release through the crown chakra, surrendering gracefully into the expansiveness of the spiritual freedom of who I am. So we're talking about spiritual freedom. Ready to embrace my new grace. I am ready to embrace my new grace, and through my crown chakra, I surrender gracefully into the expansiveness of my own spiritual freedom. So beautiful. You're so lovely. Thank you, Spirit. We love you so much. Our links are below. Thank you for sharing and liking our videos. We love you so much. See yourself, know yourself as the authentic, genuine experience of who you are, as the sacred community of who you are, Spirit, as light, as the Christ. Start communing and being and loving your body as the Most High does, as the Most High embodies you as this beautiful, sacred, I'm so grateful, as the sacred encasing of who you are with Spirit as Spirit. We love you so much, dear lighted ones. We rainbow you and we love you so much.